Just a little quick information on. We're talking to Dr. Wayne. You know Dr. Wayne Dyer, Frank, right?
I think I was on with him with you once before, right?
Yeah,
maybe.
I think you're right about
What's he do?
He writes self-help books.
No.
So in other words, no.
He's written 41 self-help books. 41.
Has he written the self-help book on how to write your self-help book?
Well, he sold 150 million books.
So, yeah, who doesn't do that?
Who doesn't?
In this day and age, people read whatever.
He's Mr. Buddhist meditation guy. I'm sure you've heard.
Well, yeah, me and Tupac Chopra. What's his name? Chopra?
Yes.
Tupac Chopra.
Sacrilege.
I combined two people, Tupac Shakur and Deepak Chopra.
Yes, you did.
I've met him. I met Chopra before, though.
Oh, yeah, Chopra.
At a corporate event. We did nothing together.
It was a very dramatic moment right there. Frank Caliendo, our very special guest. I just want to mention quickly. So we had Dr. Wayne Dyer on, sold 150 million books, whatever, and he talked about Carl Jung's theory of synchronicity. I don't know if you know anything about that or not, but things. I had thought of someone that I hadn't seen in 5 years. That night he called me and said, "I want to hire you to do a voiceover."
Okay.
Then the next one, I was thinking about Norm Coleman to debate Chris Cluey. You know, remember
right.
I told you that story. That day, Norm Coleman called me. And now, one of the books with this Audible thing that I've been doing, I've been recommending, is Dennis Lehane's A Drink Before the War. Dennis Lehane was on the show this morning for the first time in the 27-year history of the show. He says, but ever since he's talked to me about synchronicity, I've been noticing all this, I guess it's...
All the synchronization.
The universe is opening to you, honey.
Once it starts happening to you, you will start noticing it all the time.
Weird. I mean, and I didn't know he was going to be on. I found out he's going to be on this morning at like 9 o'clock. We had a powerful hour there. We had Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, followed by Frank Caliendo, followed by Dennis Lehane.
You know, you know what's crazy is I actually thought about you, I emailed you, and then you responded. There's some synchronicity right there. Huh? I mean,
laugh it up.
I made it happen.
He's mocking you.
He's always mocked me. No, that's not true. Many years ago, 13 years ago, 14 years ago, something like that, Jeff Passolt. And by the way, Frank, you remember Tony Lee from the show, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Hey, Frank.
There he
Tony
is.
is over at the KSTP TV building, so he's on ISDN. But in any case...
I can't be bothered to show up.
Exactly.
I was trying to do the same thing.
And what was the name of the original show? It was before Mad TV. It was...
Hype.
There you go.
When we were on it, we called it Tripe.
So Jeff Passolt, who, for the people, about 43% of our audience is not in Minnesota, so they have no idea who I am or who anybody is.
They all know who I am.
They all know who you are.
Internationally famous.
Right. Jeff Passolt is on the KQ Morning Show, and he also
Bieber-like.
So Bieber-like.
My wife was there, by the way, when Bieber was thrown up.
When he vomited?
Really?
Twice.
Lady Gaga just did that, too. She puked all over.
Yeah, but then she
And you know what? She can throw up. Oh, dear.
Can't say that on the podcast.
Anything for attention.
It's too much.
But it's gluten-free.
It's amazing that she can throw up and sing at the exact same time, though. It was awesome.
Wait a second. Anything for attention, was that Lady Gaga or me?
Everyone.
So Passolt comes in 13 years ago, 14 years ago. He says, there's a guy on Hype that you would think is hilarious. He's an amazing talent, blah, blah, blah. So I watched Hype, and then we booked you as a guest, I think, like the next week.
Yeah, I remember that.
And so, 13 years ago, Frank Caliendo comes on the KQRS morning show, and then 2 years after that, he was about to start this Fox NFL Sunday show. Before he started, Frank and I talked about what we were both trying to achieve in life, and that was work our asses off for about 10 years, and then just go away and hide.
And I every once in a while I succeed.
I don't think that's true in the least, but I mean, here I am now, and it's been 10 years, and I'm working more hours now than I ever have. So.
Right, that's the thing is you try to have that plan, you put yourself in a position, but that you get so used to working that way. That's the thing for me is like, well, the first thing you said when you saw me today is, do you ever sleep? And exactly. I do, but people don't understand all the work that goes into a lot of this stuff. It's not the same kind. I don't want to compare myself to a person who has to work to put food on the table by, let's say, the proverbial digging a ditch or something like that. I worked at a golf course digging sand traps and stuff like that, working on the grounds crew years ago. But I figured out a way, for me personally, to have more of a mental exercise and get paid for that.
Right.
Some of us get lucky and are able to pull that off. Other people, but that's the great thing about America, right? Is
Absolutely.
that you can create this thing called Google and become a multi-billionaire without having to do that much anymore, quote unquote. Physically, we're still maybe doing some mental stuff, but people are working for you and making decisions under you and stuff like that. But you could be this incredibly hard worker who does, shovels a ditch or whatever you do that's needed, which that's the other side of it that we forget sometimes. You said we're going to get into politics or anything like that.
You can get whatever you want to get into.
But the thing is, but don't we sometimes, we overlook those people. That's the thing to me is we need the people who do the hard work, the physical labor. Now, you can get other people to do that too. That's a lot of the time.
Yes.
But the market determines that,
That's
right?
true.
Exactly.
The market determines what you're going to get paid. What a landscaper who has a hard job a lot of the time.
Oh yeah,
I'm at your house. I can see. My house is very similar.
Well, good.
No,
I'm happy. One thing, let me say.
Filthy?
One other thing.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Rodent infested.
Frank is about as fond of manual labor as I am. Because
Tom thinks changing a light bulb is manual labor.
It's tough. Have you ever tried to get the ladder?
He calls everybody, doing a little home maintenance today. I'm like, what the fuck? You changed 2 light bulbs.
Well, the first thing you have to do is call the guy to pull the ladder down. Then you can't find him. Baxter, where are you? That's what I'm saying.
Here's why Frank and I...
Baxter, the ladder guy.
One of the levels that Frank and I can connect on would be that level of let's not do manual labor to try to make a living. And I'm listening to Frank Caliendo say the following. The people out there shoveling a ditch, they dig ditches. They don't shovel them.
Well, they use a shovel.
Shoveling.
Actually, they use a ditch
shovel
witch.
flat. A shovel flat. Digging.
You shovel.
Oh, you mean that's not even a verb? It's like brooming something.
Yeah, it's not. You can't shovel anything.
You
shovel coal.
Snow.
Can you shovel coal?
You shovel things out.
Can you?
Yeah.
You're shoveling shit right now.
Well, we used to do that
Yes.
when I used to work at the golf course. I love watching the ladies because they have their own show going.
Yes,
They do.
It's funny. There's like hand signals and stuff. It's like look down the third base line. I think it's called take. I think that was take. They're taking on this pitch.
Oh, thank God somebody finally said it.
No, because it's so funny because there are like little not only hand gestures, but I don't even understand the language you two are talking.
Well, they make little sounds, little noises, and then it's just
Tom
great.
and I are doing armpit noises. Hilarious. The lady's like, oh God, nose touch here, slide across the chest, down the leg, and okay, I think that means hit and run. Hit and run. Did he keep going? Oh, he missed the sign.
Frank asked how old you guys were now. Obviously, Frank's there with Kath.
Oh, the kids.
I'm not telling.
How old is she?
But
That's ridiculous.
the last time you saw Mr. Caliendo, we were in Las Vegas at the airport.
And you were stalking
Andy, you
him
weren't
like a
there.
maniac.
I haven't been to Las Vegas since I was, 12?
No, that's when we saw Frank.
Oh, you
Yeah.
were there?
Yeah, he was there.
No, that was
No, that was later.
13 years ago. No, that was later.
Yeah.
All right.
You've only been there once, right?
I'm wrong.
yeah.
Wrong again.
Andy's best line in Las Vegas. At the
Oh,
time, he's 12
greatest
years
thing.
old. I love this line. Andy's a very serious young man. Doesn't like to talk a whole lot. Very bright kid.
Hates shoveling ditches.
Hates shoveling ditches.
All that.
We're walking down the strip. And the guys, the card slappers that are slapping the cards on their hand and for strip clubs and all that stuff. So we're walking along, and this guy, card slapper, slaps the card, and he hands one to Andy. He's 12 years
He's
old.
like a baby.
Andy looks at it and goes, "What's the matter with you? I'm 12 years old." Starts yelling at the cards.
And I'm like a normal 12-year-old to be like, I'll put this in my pocket for later.
I would have been like, I'll trade you one Cindy for one candy.
Exactly.
You got one Bubbles for one. I think she's from Russia or something.
Something like that. We. When was the time you brought your brother came in a couple of times to this station.
He lives in Vegas now. You guys should just have him
he
on.
is?
Yeah, he just got married this weekend.
That's right. You told me that a couple of weeks ago.
Terry's married now, which none of us thought would ever happen. But
He has a brother who does one impression.
And it's of you.
No, the tone. You. Yeah. It's like me doing Robin Williams. Now it's like looking in a mirror and having a video camera on it. He did this Tony Clifton, the Andy Kaufman character, and it was let me tell you something about what's going on over here. And I would come on, do all my best stuff, get some giggles out of Tom. My brother would come on, Tony Clifton! Suddenly shows would be sold out. We had him show up at Acme on stage one time.
On stage.
People because my brother is actually very funny mentally. But no timing. Zero timing.
Great guy.
It's like he'll say something that in print hilarious or on a text hilarious. You have him say it, want to punch him. It's like, how can this be so funny when you write it down, but you're just timing it off?
True. The story I was about to tell very quickly is you develop friendships over the years. Like, it was very touching actually this morning when I looked out and there's Frank. He's about half an hour early or whatever,
standing in the driveway.
But I answered the door and I said, "You're early," and he said, "It was very touching, Frank." He said, "Well, I just wanted to see my friend."
Aww.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it was supposed to be a joke, but now
you're joking
now
to me.
that you're caring about it.
But no, I do care about it.
I know.
In any case, so 2001. 2000. No, it was not 2001 because
going back in time.
That would have been right after 9/11, so it was not 2001.
No, 2000, 1999, 2000. Because we did the pilot for 1999, so it was on in 2000. We went like 13 episodes.
Okay, so you came to the second KQ show then.
And the reason I remember because the Hype show was on the WB, and it was they would call it Hype Night on the WB. 3 weeks later, the WB Sunday.
Yeah, there you go.
You knew they weren't as behind us anymore.
So Frank, who's always been tremendously loyal to, we were not the first radio show you ever appeared on or anything like that,
but you know what? It was early where I was just starting to do the radio stuff. As a comedian, you go around and you do radio to sell tickets. Some people don't understand how that works. They don't understand you have to do some of your bits there. You get into other things. You go on. But you've got to do stuff to entertain. And some comedians just feel like, I'm just going on the radio and I'm going to talk. Well, that's one of the things that you caught on about me right away. And one of the things that my act was good for is that, hey, I could come on and do a bit, and people will come and watch the same bit that night. That's the amazing thing.
Absolutely.
So I'm not worried about now, the internet changes a little bit. You got to come up with more new material all the time. But that was one of the things. But I'd learned that in radio, there's nothing more powerful in a city. You could do the Tonight Show, okay? But the Tonight Show's only hitting a few people in that city. If they're up late enough, they may be coming out. But that's usually a wind-down period. People kind of have it on in their background or something like that. Morning radio, people are listening to you in that car, and they're getting away from what's around them at that point. So you take them to a different world. So I use that, and then when the internet came around, I started using that to be as good as television, because then I said to myself, hey, now I can put images out there for everybody who was a fan on the radio. And I think I was one of the first people to really do that. I was pushing the website early on. It's like, well, now radio is as good as TV, because now you're watching, or you might not be watching exactly what I'm doing, but you can go put a face with the name, with the voice. So, but I still think, you have more power and it's great to make friends with those people, because when you do, what was that? I'm very...
Alex, what are you doing? He said you told him it was a serious subject.
I'm not doing anything. I'm trying to post this thing on Facebook, and it's like bouncing everywhere.
What does that have to do? Why is there a wind-up?
I have no idea. It just started
her phone has a string on it. Is that what it is? You have to pull it back.
Sorry.
The cow says...
What are those things called again?
We'll wait.
Speak and say.
Speak and say.
I was thinking iPad.
I swear to God, every show I have to turn and go, would you please get off your phone?
I'm trying to post this picture on Facebook.
Oh, sorry.
She's working here.
Part of the show.
She's working here, man.
I've been doing that all day long, too, because I'm getting texts and stuff with this ESPN announcement thing. People are sending me stuff, and it's whether it's my wife saying, when are you going to be on, and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, I don't even know all that. I know I'll be on Sunday, but they haven't put the show together and all that kind of stuff yet. And I'm going to have a little different role there, but I've been half mentally in and out all day today until now, which is where I really because I feel comfortable. I feel comfortable.
So Ernie laugh out of me. Ernie
laugh.
Okay, wrap that story up, and I do want to talk a lot about ESPN, and I have a very specific question about the ESPN business. So anyway, Frank would come on every couple of months. Actually, at the very beginning, you were on every 2-3 months, something like that. And then he would come out to Las Vegas, and he would do this incredible Chris Farley thing. Remember how the Vegas audience loved Chris Farley?
Go crazy. Dear sweet heaven, what's my problem?
So people are telling me, okay, so Frank Caliendo is he's going to show up for the Vegas show. This is like the second Vegas show, third Vegas show, something like that. And I remember sitting in the suite at what was then the Aladdin's, now Planet Hollywood. And there's a promo for the David Letterman show. And it says, tonight on David Letterman. And I know the show is shot at 4:30 in the afternoon or whatever. Right. So tonight, David Letterman, Frank Caliendo. And I said, well, he won't be making the show. Because the show in Vegas starts at 3:40 in the morning.
Yep,
right?
a.m.
3:40 in the morning. So I said, there's no way Frank's going to be on the show. There's no possible way. He's in New York with David Letterman. And as I'm saying this, I'm backstage at Planet well, then it was the Aladdin. I'm walking backstage, and I come around the corner, and there's Frank asleep in a chair. He's laying back there. And I said, how in the hell did you get here? Like 11 hours ago you were shooting, which would have been it'd have been about 12 hours because it was 4:30 Eastern time.
And I went to the airport. Got on this thing called a plane. Takes you across the country.
Maybe you've heard
mocking again.
Yeah, way to go,
Alex. There was no flight to Vegas at the time, so I had to fly to L.A. So I flew to L.A., had a car, paid a car service to take me to Vegas, and got there in time.
Is there a spoon and a lighter involved? I mean, Jesus.
Honest to God,
I wasn't making enough money at the time.
There you
Took
go.
it to a dark place.
I will never forget. I said, my
dark
God, this guy really, really understands. Because there are a lot of guys who have a lot of talent. They're very funny, or not a lot of guys with your specific talent. There are a couple, but not many. They think they're good at it, but they really aren't. But I said, here's a guy who understands not only what to do on stage, what to do on television. He's a businessman.
I always look at it like this. I think there's people who do impressions. There are people who do some impressions better than me. There's impressions out there, and there's some people with the range that might be better. There's some people that do specific impressions are better. But I figured out how to market it and do all that kind of, because there is another element to it. It's about how do you sell yourself on there, and that's one of the things that's funny because people always think of me as that guy who I'm always out there selling myself. And one of the things is I like to be a part of things. People don't always understand that. To me, and that's what always happened to me with my show, Frank TV, and stuff like that. Networks are always, as soon as I get in there, well, we want you to do this. I go, well, what about the other people to make it better? Because people will get, people will get tired of me all the time. They're like, well, you're just so good at what you do. We want to show. I go, yeah, but you need other stuff around. I think, especially if you're doing, that was one of the things that I fought on Frank TV is I didn't want to only do impressions. I wanted to create some characters, have some other people on the show. But they, other people say, well, that's your thing. That's what you do. And they take the pigeonhole. And I pigeonhole myself enough, trust me. But that's where I'm always fighting is to try and do something different. But that's how you do Hollywood and work in Hollywood and all that stuff anyways, is you got to get known. You have to put yourself out there in a certain way to be known. You pigeonhole yourself a little bit and you spend the rest of your career trying to do other stuff.
From Bradshaw and Bryant, Michael Bryant. What's up, Allie?
Oh, not much. Doing my usual thing of telling people they shouldn't be texting and driving. In Minnesota, you can't have your phone in your hands. You can use, hands-free, but you can't have your phone in your hands for whatever reason. And that's why they made the law the way they did, so that police officers could see a phone in your hand and you got no excuse for why you got it there.
Do people know that that's the law?
I hope so. I mean, they used to follow it, and then kind of COVID kind of made people forget, and now it's like a freewheeling world out there with cell phones.
Let's say you get pulled over because you do have a phone in your hand and you're not watching where you're going. You got to be in pretty big trouble then, I would guess.
Well, the first one's not as bad. It's the multiple ones, the problem. And once people start stacking them up, then they have a big problem. And then what we're doing in car accidents is we've started bringing motions for punitive damages, because I'm trying to use the civil law any way we can to stop this, because it needs to stop.
Whenever I'd had any problems in my life, who was that I called again? It was like an MB, something like that.
Bradshaw and Bryant.
I'm talking with my friends Michael Bilski and Brad Huckle of North American Banking Company. Guys, business owners have had to deal with a lot over the last few years, haven't they?
They sure have, Tommy. We pride ourselves on being able to help our customers with the challenges they face.
Our business bankers are experts and are always ready to help our customers capitalize on opportunities and solve problems.
Loan decisions come quickly because they're made here in the Twin Cities and not shipped out of state like at some of the national banks in town.
This allows our customers to expand their businesses with confidence, knowing that they have our team of experts in their corner.
Okay, so now you give me this big thing at the end. Way to go.
Well, you are the professional.
Oh, I forgot. Look, I know Brad and Mike, and I trust them with my banking. They've personally delivered on everything they've just said, so why not bank with my banker? North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Right.
There's so many people who do impressions, but they don't have the funny material to go with it. Do you spend more time whittling away at the impression, or do you spend more time writing?
Well, I mean, it's a piece of both, because, I mean, part of it is having the take. You don't have to have the spot-on, perfect impression. Mm-hmm. One of the cases I take is, like, my John Madden thing. That's not even John Madden anymore. That's some crazy... I don't know what that is. It's not the funniest stuff. It, to me, isn't even the actual John Madden. I mean, if you go back and watch old Mad TVs with Will Sasso,
yeah,
Will's brilliant. And he was great at taking an impression and making it almost Dana Carvey-like, where you take it and bring it to this cartoon, like Kenny Rogers. When Will Sasso does his, I'm Kenny Rogers, and this is Jackass. it drinks the booze, has the crazy hair, and jumps off of something and gets hit with a baseball bat. It's nothing to do with Kenny Rogers. That was just a jumping off point to create this crazy character. It didn't even matter that he was Kenny, it started as Kenny Rogers anymore. It became this brilliant, brilliant thing. As you might look at it as a lowbrow thing or something like that in some of the levels of the comedy, but it's stinking brilliant beyond, because you could. This is a guy who people know him as a quiet country singer in the movie The Gambler.
Right.
And now I'm Kenny Rogers.
Well, I mean, Dan Aykroyd did it with Tom Snyder. It wasn't even close to being a good impression of Tom Snyder. Not close, but I never missed it because it was fun.
And I think, there's another thing in that day and age. You could, remember Chevy Chase used to do the president. I mean, he used to do Ford, and look nothing. They didn't even make an attempt.
No, that was all just prank
Could you
balls,
imagine? Yeah, he was to fall down, and it was funny just because of he was Chevy Chase.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then now, could you imagine somebody trying to do a makeup impression without a wig?
Aykroyd did Nixon with a mustache.
Yes,
that's right.
I am not a shaver.
It's an amazing. It is very, very amazing. So so now we progress through the years, and we were just talking upstairs because we were just sitting upstairs talking to a couple of old friends and whatever, and you worked on Fox NFL Sunday for a long time, and just decided. First of all, you thought it was going to last about 4 or 5 years.
Well, I thought when I first started, I thought a couple of weeks. I mean, because the first few I did not work. I mean, people keep texting me about Rob Riggle and stuff like that, and some people like him, and some people like, I miss you. I'm like, hey, it takes time to get used to somebody. You're doing something. And remember, I came after Jimmy Kimmel, who set a standard there. Right. He was the first guy. He created this.
That's right.
The comedy in football. People forget about that.
Yeah,
they don't even think of it. They think of me as that guy who was there all that time. So it felt like Kimmel had done all the jokes already then.
Uh-oh.
So then we're in week 4 or 5. And we go, I actually would call Kimmel once in a while and go, what would you do? What would you do? And Jimmy said, will they let you do this? Will they let you do that? And I said, how about this Jim Roman person? He goes, oh, they should let you do that. Because nobody was doing, nobody, and not incredible, phenomenal, arugula. What a great type of lettuce. Before I had arugula, I just thought it was some island where you go on vacation. and a part of a Beach Boys song. So I did that, and we had a guy who was literally 100 years old play Al Davis. So the guy kept falling asleep when Jim Rome was asking him the questions, and that's what turned everybody around and got everybody going. And we every little bit, once in a while, in the first year there was talk about, hey, are we going to last or not? And then the second year we actually got nominated for an Emmy, and lost that. And then because there's no comedy in the sports awards, there's like you're got 9/11 players return. History of the golf ball's physics. And Frank's picks, where he calls Terry Bradshaw dumb. So there's no chance in that. But, after 5 years, you start thinking, geez, I made every Terry joke, every Howie joke. What are we going to do? And you find ways to make it work. But when you're doing it every week and you have to make picks in there, you're like, geez, I don't know what we're going to do. We would start weeks and going, wow, is there a way we can do this bit that's like a bit we did 6 years ago that nobody will notice that we did this? It's and you're doing jokes that you've done before, just in a different way.
Different people watching.
Yeah, that's one thing about a football show is a pregame show. It's rotating completely.
There's no question.
But it was good to. What are you handing me?
Tony sent me an email asking if you would do that.
Well, not now.
Well, we can do it right now.
Maybe after the podcast.
Well, Sonny, let's see. From humble beginnings on the tumultuous urban terrain of North Minneapolis, Tom Barnard struggled and eventually found his voice. And it was the gravely deep golden sound of that voice that would lead him to his fortune. You can edit this.
We should probably do gravelly instead of gravely, too, then.
Well, it actually was gravely.
I typed it quickly.
Gravely?
Just came to me.
Yes. And it was gravelly, and it was the son of a bitch.
Morgan Freeman saying son of a bitch. I like it.
Could have been a lot worse there. And it was the gravelly, deep, golden sound of that voice that would lead him to his fortune. ... From national voiceovers in New York City to the highest rated morning show in the country to broadcasting and podcasting with his family and friends, he's able to speak his mind and fraternize with the biggest names in the news, sports, comedy, and entertainment from the comfort of his gated community lakefront home. With sincerity and no hesitation, I declare, fuck you, Tom Barnard.
Oh, my Lord.
No, we have to beep anything.
You're not allowed to say fuck you?
I don't know. I don't know if the ESPN would like that.
Oh, I don't think they care about podcasts.
No.
Oh, God,
That's your call.
Swartzen was the very first guest on this podcast.
Oh, really?
And I am not kidding you.
There's a shirt still here.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's the very first Tom Barnard podcast, TomBarnardPodcast.com. Nick Swartzen. Hey, Tom, how the fuck are you? I mean, just literally.
Well, he can't make it through a
so
sentence.
much energy in a Nick Swartzen sentence.
Yeah, every word.
Oh, my
It's
God.
an explosion.
Oh! What are you doing? Why are your shoes off? What happened?
That's perfect, Nick.
What is going on?
Alex is killing Alex because she knows it's true.
It's true.
But you know what's so interesting? I was talking to Nick yesterday, and we're talking about Brian Callen. You know Brian. Joey Diaz.
You talk about him
Joey
way too
Coco
much.
Diaz.
Yeah, I know.
You know Joey?
Joey was on Frank TV a bunch of times. Joey's the
that's right.
He looks like a soprano extra.
He does.
He is a soprano.
We were doing a sketch. I couldn't look at him. He's just so fun. He puts. I don't know if he does it on purpose, but he puts this dumb look on, and you just go.
Did the podcast about? Matter of fact, he's going to be on next Friday too. He's in town with Joe Rogan.
Okay.
Next Friday, so he's going to come and do a podcast a week from tomorrow. But he was here about a month ago, and he's telling these fucking stories about. Tommy, let me tell you something. It's unfucking believable. Yeah. I didn't notice, but I met this fucking broad in Manhattan. And so I said, when we go to New Jersey. And she didn't want to go to fucking New Jersey. But I took her anyway. And Tommy, I found out that's fucking kidnapping. I said, yeah, Joey, that's kidnapping.
Gosh, he's funny.
Oh, he is. But anyway, I'm talking to Nick because Callum was just on and Joey Diaz was just on and blah, blah, blah. So I'm talking to Nick about that, and he said, oh, those guys, they have so much fucking energy. I mean, Joey Diaz is like a fucking tornado. I said, well, then what are you? I mean, what?
One of the times when we were first starting out, because Minneapolis is one of the first cities I really drove to do comedy. Yeah. And I met Nick Swartzen in this comedy contest, and he was the one who ended up winning it and go to Aspen and stuff like that. And later, a couple years later, Nick was coming through Milwaukee and stayed at my house overnight, and we ordered pizza. And we're like, what do you want on a pizza? Grapes! I want grapes! Grapes and a trinket. What? It's like Cracker Jacks. What are you talking?
Yeah, you wonder how much acid he does.
What? Yeah. You just watch him and you're just like, holy cow. Remember that bit he used to do? He was like, I want to go on Wheel of Fortune, and what's your prize? A wolf!
Yeah.
A wolf. Here's your wolf.
The first time I heard that, I was dying. I was laughing so hard. You also win a gun, which will come in handy
on
your
his
trip
tweets
to
was he's going to
Iraq.
stay home and make fart-shaped cookies.
Fart-shaped cookies.
Okay. Who comes? I mean, what the hell?
That's almost Harlan Williams level. You know,
like
Harlan Williams just, hey there, guy with the microphone in front of your face over there with the wood door behind you. He just picks out stuff in the room. How you doing, Catherine, with the shielding audio equipment? In not so off distance from you with the Kleenex box next to you.
Did you see
this? Go.
Did you see the sword fight he had with Daniel Tosh with the little, the little food swords?
No.
The little swords, they stick in like a country club sandwich.
Did they do that on Tosh?
They did it on Tosh.
Oh, my God.
I mean, the swords are literally 2 inches long, and they had a sword fight, he and Harlan. It was unbelievable. For Bradshaw and Bryant, Michael Bryant. Michael, what's up?
Dealing with another case where a person gave a statement to the adjuster because they thought the person was really friendly.
Is that a good idea?
Well, the problem is they know the law when they call you up. And while you're trying to be fair and you're trying to get help, the reality is there are questions you get asked that the way you answer them make a big difference. And people put themselves in trouble. And when they aren't in trouble, they didn't do anything wrong, but suddenly the adjuster's got a statement that can blow up their case completely.
What has caused people to be so untrustworthy, I guess is the best way I could put it? They take advantage.
Well, insurance companies have hired adjusters whose job it is to deal with unrepresented people. So they're supposed to kind of lure them in, call them every day, see how they're doing, and people are like, oh, I'm doing pretty good. Where the reality is they've kind of adjusted to their problem that they've got going on. So it's not that they're completely better, but the way they say it gets to be a problem. And that's why having somebody who can explain your rights, represent you, make sure that you understand the law before you give a statement can make a big difference in your case.
Michael Bryant, Bradshaw and Bryant. Why should your business bank with North American Banking Company? Here's Pete Wolf, owner of Robinson Rubber of Robbinsdale.
I partnered with North American Banking Company because I was able to talk to the president, and I know they have my back. They are much easier to talk to than those larger banks. The openness and flexibility has been the best part of banking with North American Banking Company. They understand small to medium businesses. No matter what part of the bank I am working with, North American Banking Company has the latest technology and friendly staff. I would absolutely recommend North American Banking Company to any of my closest colleagues if they want to have peace of mind in their business.
So why not bank where I bank, with my friends at North American Banking Company? To learn more about North American Banking Company, go to nabanco.com. That's nabanco.com, or do what I do and stop by any one of their 6 Twin Cities locations. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. But I would never, ever get all this time to talk to you on the radio about all these different things.
No, that's the cool thing. And then the other thing is, like, when I was doing some radio this morning, doing the morning show, I didn't have to sell any tickets. That's the other thing is people don't understand is when you have to sell tickets, you have to push stuff out there to try and sell tickets. Be like, he's always on. Well, yeah, because my job is to go out. Like, but you can talk, and you can talk about serious stuff on the radio sometimes. You can go, and you have a normal roller coaster of human emotion. In a comedy show where you're trying to sell tickets, You have to go out there, and you're responsible for a lot of other people. Waitresses have to make money.
Right.
The club owner has to do well. All these people have to do everything. So there's a job there. When you get to just hang out, you're like, man, it was kind of cool to just hear you be a person and be interviewed and make jokes and not do impressions all the time and constantly, even when they were forced in there so hard. And I was like, I know, but you don't understand. That's the part of, when you go on the Tonight Show, you got 4 minutes to go and try and be something that people are going to remember, whether it's positive or negative.
Right.
If somebody goes away remembering something, sometimes you can turn them and they go, oh, that guy was just so over the top, couldn't stand him. And then they meet you and they're like, that happened to me with Tom Green. I could never watch on the MTV show. But on his old MTV show, I didn't get it.
I couldn't agree more.
It drove me crazy. He's like, now we're going to attack my mother? This will be fun. Here's a pitchfork, Dad. Dad, throw the pitchfork at Mom. This will be fun. And so then I met him. I was auditioning when I used to do auditions before I realized it was just a big scam.
Yeah, what was that?
I would go in there, and I went in for Freddie Got Fingered, that movie, his movie, which Harlan Williams got there, my friend. One time it was like, Harlan, I was in there for that same movie. I wish you'd have gotten it instead of me there. I pitchforked him. So Tom Green, he was just quiet and nice and normal.
Great guy.
And I was like, holy cow, now I get the other side of it. Mm-hmm. So it was like, when people tweet me stuff and like angry tweets, I'll just usually go, I get it. You don't know me. You don't expect you don't see me. I'm not the guy at the party who's trying to steal the show. I'm actually the guy in the background kind of just watching people, trying to be normal. People go, why isn't he doing something? Isn't he?
I thought you said he was funny.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought you said he was funny.
Come on,
tell me a joke.
Do something. Do funny, Frank. Do a story with a voice.
Oh, Jesus. It's unbelievable. But I know exactly what you're talking about, guys like Tom. I could not watch Tom Green on TV. I couldn't, when he'd eat the mouse or put that mouse in his mouth or whatever.
This is tasty,
but
rodent.
Then I actually met him, and he's the nicest, laid back, just a great guy. Totally different kind of guy.
He did a lot of stuff to make you feel uncomfortable. The one thing I couldn't stop laughing, even though it was incredibly inappropriate, was when he had the dog poop on the microphone and he was interviewing people, so he put the microphone in their face.
I don't like that.
I know, but it was just
victimizing people
awful.
To me is not funny.
But you thought
it's like
it was
a prank
funny.
phone call.
Yeah.
Like they can't win in it. But you're putting somebody, and you're going to edit out the ones that don't work. So that was always I always think about all the stuff around it. But we were talking about before we even got on the air too here, or on the cast. The people doing impressions around me, I actually don't mind that. That's not the thing that bothers me. It's when I get pulled into people doing impressions for me. That's the worst one. Somebody come up to me and go, I big fan, man. Really love your Yoda. I'd be like, and I think to myself, well, anybody can do Yoda. And then they start to go, first you missed yours. I'm like, you dragged me into hearing your Yoda. Sound like Krusty the Clown, man. The first you missed yours. And when you go, I just go, stop.
Please stop.
What do you do? Because they do that to you. I mean, I don't do that. There's more science going on over there. I just saw. Is the food put away?
They're vacuuming upstairs, so they're.
Oh, is that what's going on?
Yeah, we're fine. No, don't worry about it.
It's a podcast.
It's a podcast.
No, that's so people know.
It's hotter than hell in here. Closing that door.
Gosh, it's hot already, man. Hold on.
He's doing the same.
I got to do Victor Borga.
Victor Borga.
I like your sign when you actually tried it. It was timeout, middle finger.
Yeah, she did. I thought she'd give my daughter the finger.
Frank, you're so talented and versatile. Do you happen to do
add brilliant in there and then go on?
You and as well, and handsome man as well.
There we go.
Toned and
ass kissing,
chiseled.
Do
you do any impressions of women?
No, I just can't. Mm-hmm. Next question. I've never been able to really do. I could do like their intonations a little bit, but I never had the pitch or the register to be able to do it. It always kind of weirded me out. Not in a negative way. I mean, it just was more interesting than funny to me. You ever hear Terry Fader? The
guy with the Vegas.
Yeah. He does these female singing impressions. You don't really laugh. You just go, "Holy cow, is that amazing?"
Liza Minnelli.
Yeah. But he does he does people, jazz singers and stuff like that. These female singers that you're like, holy cow, how does he do that?
I know.
But my objective was never to have people go, oh, that's amazing. That was to get them to laugh. And even if the impression wasn't that good, was to have something.
Yeah, but your impressions are all good.
Yeah, I mean, let's go back to that.
Let's go to brilliant. Catherine doesn't know about this, but while Frank was on KQRS this morning,
yes,
while he was on the show,
yes,
I got a tweet from a listener that said, ask Frank if he would learn how to do an impression of you, Tom. And he has to start every sentence with, oh, for Christ's sake. It's like, well, that probably would be a pretty... Just that alone.
Start out a little bit annoyed with the Earth and its rotation.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Things are going fine, but for Christ's sake.
I sound like John Madden.
You know what? It's become like Rich Little, where they all do.
Rich Little.
Stuff sound the same.
He was good in his time.
Great. Best of all time.
Is he still around?
He's doing a Vegas show.
Is he really?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, because he was on the Tonight Show. He was amazing.
Yeah, because people go see him. He's at, I think, the Hilton or something like that. And for old school, so he does some newer ones too, but his comedy is so old school style. Yeah. It's very vaudevillian.
Yeah.
But, he was the one who set the bar for the Jimmy Stewarts and all that everybody else was doing, Rich Little doing impressions.
Right. That's very, very true. Now, as far as that is concerned, now John Madden's not around long. And by the way, every time you do Morgan Freeman, I feel very sad because, when I was living in New York doing a lot of voiceover in Chicago and all that stuff, at the end of the career, back then, movie stars thought it was beneath them to do voiceover. Right. Oh, it's beneath me. I would never do that.
And now they're on their way to the Super Bowl.
With Visa.
They'll find happiness. Not happiness, by the way. Happiness.
When I realized my party's about... And I had like 25-year run, so it was wonderful. I mean, don't get me wrong. But at the very end... and I still once in a while do a voiceover, but I just don't really want to do it anymore because I'm already working 16 hours a day anyway. And all the good gigs go to the movie stars. Right. You can still do it if you want, but they're not the good stuff. So I would go to like Chicago, and they say, "Okay, we'll do an audition." Okay, you get the call from the agent. Okay, Tom. Well, it's down to 3 people. Okay, it's either going to be you, Gene Hackman, or Morgan Freeman. Like, okay, I'm fucked.
That used to happen to me in movies. They would be like, "It's you." Let's see, Jim Belushi or this other fat guy. And I'd be like, it's funny when you go into the audition room and you just see people that look kind of like you.
Yeah.
You just go in there and you're like, oh man, this is what people think I look like.
Actually, you're in great shape.
I've dropped like 40 pounds.
You are in really great shape.
Yeah.
How'd you do it?
It's I'm on this, what's it called?
Zumba
diet?
No, it's a
don't eat diet.
You're not really.
I eat less. I exercise.
A lot of arugula.
Arugula. I found there's a place in Phoenix called and they have this in Texas too. It's called My Fit Foods. And they have these little prepackaged foods. They're super healthy, and they're very spicy and good, which is usually, and they're made completely fresh. And I've been eating those, and it's just, I mean, you just drop. You just start, you exercise some, and it all comes down to running, too. I get on the elliptical machine. I hate to run, but if I get on the elliptical, I can do it. I don't know why. Some people hate the elliptical, and they like to run. Mm-hmm. For me, it's the opposite. I think it's because of my gait. I have just very short legs. I have like a 26-inch inseam.
That's not true.
There are little people with arms longer than that. No, literally, it's like a 26. I'm as short as I am. I'm 5'7", maybe still, and most of that is body. Most of that's body.
5 feet of torso.
You do look like you could be a long lost Bernard because I'm 6 feet tall. I have a 30-inch inseam, but we have the whole. What's your heritage?
Italian.
Let's see, Caliendo. Let me try.
I knew that.
Irish, French, Canadian.
There you go. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, you're looking for that part of
it. My dad is actually Asian. It's Louis Lee.
Yeah, Louis Lee. Yeah, absolutely. Steve Byrne was here last Friday.
Oh, I love Steve Byrne.
And I didn't. Steve Byrne is a great show business name. It just is. So I assumed it wasn't his real name. And Steve is half Irish and half Korean.
He's great.
And so, and again, I thought it was a showbiz name. Said, well, who's Korean, your mother or your father? And he looked at me like, you're a fucking idiot.
That's funny. He actually does that on his show.
Oh, he does?
He talks about, the people ask him that, and he just
I used to serve,
shakes his head.
It's a great show business name, Steve Byrne.
Yeah.
But his real name is Steve Byrne. Matter of fact, I just saw Will Sasso on Sullivan and Son. That's Steve Byrne's new show.
He's had a lot of. I've talked about. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I've talked to Steve about going and doing his show, and
he's a good guy.
to. Yeah, he's good, and it's a good show. I mean, it's a nice.
Make it stop.
The ship is in.
I'm done.
Your time is up. It's time to pray.
No.
The near, far.
Are there any? I mean, I can't really see anybody. Let's say a 20-year-old guy now become an impressionist, and my impressions are going to be Robert Pattinson. I mean, who the hell are you going to? Is there anybody?
But we had that
good?
Same thing. That's the thing that Rich Little even used to say too. Is there's no Bela Lugosi anymore?
Well, that's true.
I mean, although I do agree with you on a certain point, it's funny because now there's a lot of like rappers and music stars are showing up in all kinds of things. I mean, I guess Elvis used to be in movies too, but not the same way that like you can be a celebrity nowadays and you don't even have to do anything that makes you famous. Right. You just do a sex tape or something like that. Yeah. Like we had, they used to have that in the 60s and 70s on Match Game and stuff like that. There were people that you never saw do anything outside of Match Game. They were just celebrities on the Hollywood Squares.
Yes.
But now you just do something that, you have money and you do something stupid and you're famous.
Yeah, there's no question.
And half of that stuff's planned. I love when my wife falls for this stuff. Oh, did you see what happened with Britney Spears getting out of her car? Well, why do you think there's a camera planted there
at the waist? Or
it's like and arrows pointing already.
It's already. I just don't see where they're going to. I can't think of one outstanding actor, anybody that's any different from anyone else. They're all the same person.
Younger, yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think. That's why a lot of times the sports guys are easier to latch onto.
Right.
We're talking on the morning show today about John Gruden. I think he's the next. But you listen to Joe Buck. He's a I think he's a great broadcaster. But he's got that, normal way of speaking. Yep. That Al Michaels is there as well. But when you look at, that's why a guy like John Gruden to me, the Spider 3Y banana. Tell me a little bit about that, Tom. What do you know? You know more than I do about that? I can't believe that Andrew Luck comes into my little place here and tells me that he knows more about Spider 3 than me, man. I'm an arachnopod, winner here, man.
He does the face, by the way, very well. Yeah. He looks just like John Gruden when he does it.
That's what it's all about, man. That's what I'm talking about. I don't see where you guys are coming from.
No, ESPN, you're going to start this Sunday.
Yeah.
And the show is on at what time?
It starts, I think, around midnight Saturday.
And this goes right through.
They have a long. It's a long. When I say they, I mean we. I guess I'm part of it. But I'm not. One of the things that I want people to understand is I'm going to be there when we have good stuff to do. It's not going to be like a weekly, every week kind of thing. We're going to try and find where I fit in the show and stuff like that. The reason I liked ESPN, it was the place that I really wanted to go. For quite some time. I actually went in there pitching some other stuff. I didn't pitch to talking about football at all. Mm-hmm. I kind of felt I had done most of that stuff. Mm-hmm. And then when I talked with everybody across the board at ESPN about what would you like to do, and I was talking about some different ideas, and then the football guy said, well, we could probably do something with you right away instead of you having to think. And I had to think about it for a second. I go, what can I do that's different here? And then I started thinking, well, there's a lot of different ESPN stuff that's material. If you're willing to let me mess with some of the people, and not in a mean way, but have fun with it. Mm-hmm. Because if there's one thing that ESPN's become over the last, probably 10 years, very serious about itself. And I think that and they're starting to loosen up a little bit all around the board. I think Kenny Mayne's very funny. And he's very dry because he can pull off stuff that just seems like it's interesting at times, but if you're really watching, you go, oh, that's brilliantly funny. You go like, oh my gosh, he really thought That's two things away from normal, where the normal person would go for the funny on that.
What Keith Olbermann used to be able to do and cannot do any longer. I don't know where the hell he went, but he used to be hilarious.
Yeah, I think if you get too far political sometimes,
there is that.
People, I mean, either side. If you get too far political, you're going to tune out people in the middle, or people in the middle to the opposite side of you are going to tune out. I mean, I always like to look at things from other people's perspectives, not just mine. Especially when I talk to a friend or something like that, they'll say something about one candidate or something like that. I go, okay, I understand your point, but look at it from over here. And they go, oh, yeah. I go, I'm still seeing it from your side, too. And we're all selfish in a way. That's where it comes down to, right? Is we're all selfish about something. Whether we think we want to give something up or take from somebody else or give to somebody else. It's the people that that can't look from the other side of things, and that's called Congress.
Yeah, there you go.
But you have to. And I think that's the thing. I don't think compromise is always the answer. Not honest. Like if you have an issue of something, you can compromise on one issue one way, and then say we'll compromise the other way on this issue. It doesn't always have to be compromise on that single issue. You know what I mean? If you take one issue and say, hey, we got to raise taxes. Well, maybe that's not just the only answer there. Maybe you can keep the taxes the same way, but you do something else over here. I always wondered, they keep when they make up these numbers, and I know these numbers are fantasy to some people.
Yeah,
I understand that, but they say you're going to be taxed at $200,000. Your taxes are going to go up.
Right.
$200,000 in Los Angeles, very different than $200,000 in Birmingham, Alabama.
No question.
You're a millionaire in Alabama. You can get maybe a small house if you're lucky in Los Angeles. So why are those people going to be penalized in the same way? We can't. I just don't think that's why I kind of like the whole state thing. You have to local government's where it all starts.
Right.
And when we get too big on it, I'm fairly libertarian. I mean, I'm okay about saying that, but I don't like when somebody brings up. If somebody brings up like the gay marriage issue or something like that to me, I don't condemn either side of it. I just say, okay, I get your point. Mm-hmm. Here's what I would say on the other side of it, but I don't hate you for your. That's the thing I think that we have a problem. That's the problem is right now we have a thing where if you disagree with somebody, all of a sudden you hate.
Oh, I know.
You hate because of that. Well, that's not. No, you have a difference of opinion, and you're allowed to have that difference of opinion. As stupid as that opinion, but isn't that what it comes down to? There's I can't think of his name right now. He's a very funny comic. He's on 30 Rock.
Oh, you talk about Judah Friedlander?
Judah.
Great.
He's like I'm giving out free pizza running for president.
Right.
I got free pizza. Are Romney or Obama giving out free pizza? No. Therefore, they hate free pizza. I'm the pro free pizza can. But that's what people do. Is as soon as you are against something, they say you're against women, you're against religion, you're against all. Everybody turns everything into I'm a narrowed part of something, a narrowed down topic within a very generalized topic. Don't and I just try not to get on people of either way, but I get people don't want to be discriminated against on either side. And when you get into, like, for example, the gay marriage issue, well, now you've got certain people's rights in one way versus another people's group of rights, and that's why we have a difficult time. Where what are considered rights, what are stepping on other people's rights,
privileges,
and nobody will talk to each other. Nobody will talk it out. They'll just say, "I hate you." No, I hate you. And those two people never talk to each other. That actually had the disagreement.
It's like people try to convert each other politically, but nowadays most people wouldn't try to do that with religion. I say most people, but you would never take somebody who's a Jewish person or Christian and try to convert them into your religion on Facebook or on Twitter, Whereas politically, that's what everybody tries to do. They try to make their argument.
I used to try people. I used to get into not political arguments, but some political discussions. I was going to say destructions, but that's kind of
destructions.
That's what it is, really. But and you can't change. Normally, you can't change people. They a lot of times they're not going to listen to your positives. And I try to take both. I try to take it from always listen to both sides, and that's why I tend to be in the middle on a lot of stuff. Yeah. But the little things that I do take the sides on, I listen to the other person. I don't hate them because of the what they've said.
No question.
And a lot of it comes from where you grow up, who raised you,
Yes.
what you were taught, what you learned. Going along the way, that shapes everything of who you are. I grew up in the Midwest. That's probably why I am the way I am. I didn't grow up in New York City. When you can't even tell when people are being nice to you or if they're being mean. Yeah, you look really good, and they'll give you this look like. Was that sarcastic or was that real? I don't know.
You got to be on the road in 2 minutes, by the way.
I love that about me.
Do you ever sleep? Let me. I just want to take care of this, and I want to ask you one final question.
Sure.
Did you? First of all, I'll ask this before I read this. Was it nice? I mean, it was great for me as the host of the podcast to have Frank Caliendo come on and not, feel that he had to do an hour's worth of impressions and voices, and it was a real treat just to hear what it was very funny.
Well, that's what I'm working on in my act too, is not only doing the, because people you can feel them waiting for the next voice.
I know.
What's he gonna do? Is he doing that person? He didn't announce it.
What you didn't do with it?
I thought he was doesn't he do a Herm Edwards? Who's Herm Edwards? I don't know, but it says on his bibliography that he's got a Herman Edwards.
You remind me, Louis walking through an airport. Louis Anderson, a friend we have in common. Louis Anderson, the very funny Louis. Tom, I was walking through an airport, and I don't do impressions, by the way. I just do that because I love
that one was fantastic.
Yeah. Tom, I was walking through the airport in Los Angeles, and these two women walked along, and one said, "Is that Louis Anderson?" And the other woman said, "No, he's dead." She actually thought he was dead.
And I felt like I should be.
A portion of the profits of the Tom Barnard Podcast goes directly to the Smile Network. The Smile Network is a nonprofit organization that provides life-altering reconstructive surgeries and related healthcare services to impoverished children and young adults in developing countries. The Smile Network, together, we are constructing lives one bright, smiling face at a time. The Tom Barnard Podcast giving away $5,000 today, as a matter of fact, to one of our lucky listeners. We'll give a matching donation to the Smile Network of $5,000. We'll contact the winner of $5,000 on October 11th, today. And, of course, the Smile Network benefits about 10 children will get their cleft palates fixed in third world countries. So my final question for you. You're starting at ESPN this weekend.
Yep.
Have you ever met Chris Carter?
No.
He has no sense of humor about himself.
He's been following me on Twitter and stuff like that, so
he's not a big one to have people laughing at him. I just want to give you a little heads up.
I'm going to go at him.
Yeah, absolutely go. What is he going to do to you?
Well, I got Berman on the other side of me. Have Coach.
Yeah, that's
We're
right.
going to go through Ditka?
Have him
He's still playing tight end. Watch Ditka.
I love
His hands are up ready to catch at all times.
I love Ditka.
Block, catch.
I remember many years ago when he was still coaching the Bears. I'm in Chicago.
Wait a second. He used to coach the Bears?
The Bears. So in any case, I'm down there doing some voiceover work or whatever, and I'm listening to his call-in, his Monday call-in show. So they play a game on Sunday, and now it's the Monday call-in show with Mike Ditka on, I think it was WGN, I think is where it was, right? So this guy calls and starts bitching at Coach Ditka. And he said, "You did this wrong, and you did that wrong. You lost yesterday because you made some really stupid decisions, blah, blah." And just the guy wouldn't stop. It just kept going and going and going and going. And Ditka says to him, "Okay, 2000 Wabasha. I'll be downstairs in about 5 minutes. Come on over here." And I mean, he just started lighting the guy up, called him out, and said, "Get over here right now. I'm going to kick your ass." It was hilarious. But he wasn't kidding. He wasn't joking.
No.
Frank Caliendo starting this Sunday on ESPN. And still, how many nights a year are you on the road?
I don't know. I mix it up. I've been not scheduling a lot because I knew this ESPN thing was hopefully going to come to fruition, which it finally did. So a bunch on and off.
Catherine,
but,
you changed.
Throw it on Twitter at Frank Caliendo. And like I said, with the ESPN stuff, I'm going to be on there sporadically while we figure it all out and stuff like that. So the at Frank Caliendo on Twitter, and we'll tweet out that this was a fun time being on here until now. Until is that the money I get paid for this?
What is this?
I had to come up with some cash to pay for the cab for guest number 2 today.
Apparently you did it.
And Allie's like, "You look like a rapper."
Oh, there you go. So Frank, when are you leaving town this afternoon? I mean, not this afternoon, but tomorrow morning?
I go to, I'm in Wausau tomorrow. that was the original date that I'd had of doing a theater there.
Okay.
And then I called up Louis Lee at Acme and said, "Hey, Lou, can I come in for one night and have some fun and goof around?" And he's like, "Oh, you always welcome here." Louis,
very nice.
The funny thing is how Louis is still like 1987 Asian stereotype. He never got the memo. Yeah, he's hilarious. But he types like that too.
Guy.
He types like that. That is not spelled with a D, Louis. And he does the Pat Morita turnarown.
He does.
You ever done that?
Yes, absolutely.
He'll tell a joke and be, and he turns around like that's from Happy Days. What are you doing?
We saw Louis. Nick DiPaolo was in town at the Pantages Theater 2 weeks ago.
Right.
So we went backstage to say hello to Nick. I hadn't seen him in a while, whatever. And Louis is back there. Now, for the people out across the world that don't know who the hell we're talking about, Acme Comedy Company is a couple of great. We have actually 2-3 really good clubs in town now, and probably even more than that. But I've been doing the morning show KQRS for 27 years, and Acme's been around for most of that time. I walk backstage at the Pantages, and he walks up to me and goes, "Hi, Tom. My name is Louis Lee." I'm like, what? It's only about the 800th time I've met you. He's introduced him. But he's a very nice man and runs a hell of a comedy club.
And one of the things about Acme, too, that people don't realize is Acme's not, and there's different ways you can do comedy clubs, but Louis is all about the up-and-coming and teaching
that's true.
And learning comedy. There's a lot of people who developed becoming comedians here in Minneapolis, which is always cool.
One last comment. Last Thursday, a week ago today, Frank was on the KQ Morning Show. And so you're doing 2 shows at Acme. I think the first one is sold out. And he said, well, just tell him what time the second one is, because that'll be sold out within about 10 minutes.
I said, as soon as you mention the name of where I'm at.
And it was true. We checked literally after the show, and it sold out. So that's wonderful. Frank, it's great. It was great to spend that friend time with you.
Yeah, great to be here.
For the first half hour, 45 minutes. And then do the...
That's all she does.
See what I get?
Wow.
Thanks so much for listening. Have a great day.